Yes. Amen.
Really, I'ma get that bitch. Revenge is a dish best served cold. She took my son, now my soul is cold. He took my daddy, now my soul is old.
My question was to the people is, do you feel like you're doing God's work? Like, um, that's the question.
Um, I I think so. I hope so. Because I mean, that's what I try to give effort um while I'm here on this planet. That you know, I'm being used for the greater good of God. Hopefully, not the devil. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah, and I mentioned that too, how someone could be saying God, but they don't mean the creator. They mean someone else. Um, but damn it, I forgot what I was gonna say. The balance, what did you just said something. Damn it. You said, you hope we can only try, right? We can pray that or you know, doing
that we're
God's
being
work.
used, we're being used for greater
For the
good.
for the greater good. That's what it was. And it's like we tend to think about through life as an individual. We look at our perspective is through an individual. But then if you're looking at it trying to say you're doing God's work, then all your little whims and likes and dislikes and wants and desires become smaller. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because if you're thinking about it in God's work, then you're looking at it more of a bigger picture than your little life.
yeah, but I mean, even my little life is, I think, everything plays a part in the overall scheme of things. So, I mean,
Details
even
matter.
even the little minute things that you know, I do day to day makes a difference somewhere. You know.
Yeah, and it's like in the books and movies and stuff I like to read. It's always like a little detail that makes a big difference. Like but the difference between life and death, or the difference between being righteous and not. So like the difference between like a villain and a superhero is one detail. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
One random aspect.
because we're all using the same energy. It's just in what direction that energy is moving to. Is it of the the energy of good? But I mean, and that I think could be somewhat challenged and questioned because all energy is God energy,
Because it's the
right?
creator,
Yeah.
the
So I don't.
source. It could be
I,
redirected though. And it could be redirected to be against nature. And that's what I was talking about. Like, you know, I was talking about halal, and the cycles of life, the like how vampires and people want to live forever. Like living forever is against the natural cycles. So that's against
Mhm.
creation. So that's against God.
Well, look, something I was somewhat challenged over um, today was, I don't know, maybe I guess the weekend, I guess it was, and the guy was we were talking, and he said that most people forget that when we're talking about, um, we said that, what was it? Said that there's always three sides to.
Every story.
I, I guess he said to a story, but I think just in life, because he said that people forget. that there's a positive, a negative, and then a neutral.
Right. That's good. That's really good because that is everything can be broken down into the atoms. So everything is made of
Yeah.
the atoms, and all the atoms have protons, neutrons, and electrons. They have the positive pole, the negative pole, and the neutral one.
Yeah.
Yep. So we forget about that third one, huh? That's
Yeah. And
really good.
I was like, oh man, hold on, because I had to kind of readjust, because I'm like, yeah, balance, man. You gotta have some balance. There's always positive and negative. You gotta balance it out. But and I guess to an extent, it still kind of exists in that same. Uh,
It is because, and then because you think about the protons and electrons, because it's like the electrons are the ones that are whizzing around, right? And the protons, and then you got the neutrons. Man, I don't want to say this wrong. They're the ones that's in the middle, right? So you have like it's like a orbit. It looks like space, really. It looks like a solar system, right? Where the sun is in the middle, and then you have the electrons swinging around it, and it's like the gravity of the neutral is what holds the positive and negatives in its cycle, you know what I mean, in its proximity or whatever,
hmm,
and the other part of that is like most of it is made up of space, like empty space, you know
hmm.
so you got empty space, but you got the gravity of the nucleus is holding the electrons within the realm. It keeps on going around, right? So like it's the gravity of it. So but what makes it what it is how many electrons and how many protons it has. So that's the positive and negative right there. That's what determines what element it is. You really got my mind going with this one. So the we can't leave, the most important part is the neutral part. So, and then you have to think about all of the empty space too. So the empty
Well,
space and
that's the
and the
part. That's the part that, because I want to know, is there more outer space or is there more inner space?
I watched a video on that kind of thing talking about size, and it really like that's the kind of shit that like I will put y'all to sleep with that, but that's the kind of shit that'll have your mind going so hardcore, man. So
Yeah.
like you have to like, and then it's like technical stuff. So like you have to take a class or multiple classes to even begin to start understanding what the hell they're even talking about with that shit. Cause they were talking about shit I didn't know. Half of the shit they talked about I didn't know. And so
Yeah.
that shit is really, really like the edge of like that's knowledge right there. But the damn electron and the proton and the neutron and the freaking the so the majority of it is space, and also the one in the middle takes is bigger. So and that's what holds the gravity. So the neutral holds the gravity. So that's important. So but what does that mean to us? What does that mean to us as humans and how we deal with the universe as far as us trying to be righteous? Like thinking about the positive and the negative. We know that we have to have the balance, the pendulum. You have to have the positive and the negative to be able to appreciate the positive. You have to have the negative to be able to distinguish the difference. So what does that mean to us when we're like trying to follow a road of righteousness? Hmm.
I think righteousness is. I think that is like the neutral part would be righteousness. Like you're not standing on one side or the other. You're walking that line of in between both.
So, but people would probably call you evil because, if you don't fight for good, they're going to say, you are standing with the evil.
Well, I think first of all, to even allow that to be allowing someone to create us that, you know, because I mean everybody's gonna have their opinion, but when it comes down to when you're guiding, that doesn't really affect you because I mean people go, people misconceive, misunderstand. They a lot of times they don't understand. Like I mean, for the most part, when we talk about the looking at what we consider righteousness or whatever, a lot of people get it wrong to begin with. You know, as being judgmental. When you find a place of non-judgment, it's more a place of where you're guiding. Because I mean, yeah, they say that only God can judge me, but God wouldn't even judge you. You know what I'm saying? Like, because He knows the extremes of both. So you being able to balance yourself in between both of those polarities, like.
And I think that's where the knowledge comes in, where you can be able to mold and shape and create and grow things. When you're able to step back and not have your emotions involved when you're making your decisions, on the positive or the negative side. So finding the neutral spot so that you can make a decision that's intellectual instead of one that's, emotional.
Yeah, antagonistic.
Because it could go both ways. It could go both ways on the extreme, like, let's say, good side and extreme, like, let's say, bad side. You know what I mean? It could go both ways. But if you find your neutral and then make your decision, that's probably going to be the best decision. Doing what we do 3 to 4 nights a week. King Chaka ENT. From the
she
back
starts
seat.
shooting.
Ow!
That dude was like, ow.
What was that?
Outside the car,
That nigga
deputies'
got
body
popped.
cameras capturing the bullets flying through the air.
We got shots fired
couldn't
up
have been
here.
a straight
We need
shot. It had
backup
to be-
immediately. Start
Are you-
EMS. Start EMS.
What
We got
the
a civilian. We got a civilian hit.
The deputy.
Looks like we got us another hit. Yep.